Good morning, kids. Today we're checking out a brand new video from Dead Meat, the kill count for the 1984 movie The Toxic Avenger, which I have never seen in my life, though it has been referenced many, many times. So let's hop in. There we go.
Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies.
Hey,
I'm
James A.
Denise,
Denise.
and today we're looking at The Toxic Avenger, released in
What the
1984. The Toxic Avenger follows a weakling weighing 98 pounds who gets sand in his face when kicked to the ground.
Kid kind of almost looks like that. Oh crap! I can't remember his name. Napoleon Dynamite. There we go. The guy almost looks like Napoleon Dynamite.
But thanks to barrels of toxic waste, he becomes a strong man. And oh honey, not the wrong man either. The Toxic Avenger, also known as the Monster Hero, or Toxie, is a champion of justice. He just champions extreme violence to dish it out.
Oh,
the Toxic
God.
Avenger is a trauma film, which needs a bit of an explainer before we begin. Because
Please.
this movie's probably unlike anything most of you have ever seen. Sure, I've
Never seen
technically
it.
covered a trauma film before with Death by Temptation, but that was more of a personal movie by the writer/director/star. It didn't have the trademark trauma tropes of offensive humor, relentless nudity, and shocking kills. Trauma Entertainment was founded in 1974 by the human cartoon Lloyd Kaufman and his conversely...
Oh, wait, the dude kind of almost looked like, crap. I can't remember his name.
business partner Michael Hers. They met at Yale and still work
Pee-wee
together
Holman?
at Trauma today.
Pee-wee
finding
Holman, I think.
longevity in low budgets and that world-famous New York charm. Kaufman and Hurst co-directed The Toxic Avenger as business partners and friends.
Occasionally I would direct, yes, but very soon I realized I had no gift for creating relationships with the actors.
Indie to the bone, Trauma movies are low budget
Oh,
and
God.
exploitative. The company has distributed
is
over
this?
1,000 films in its 50 years of existence. It may be a
Wait, 1,000 films in 50 years? That's 20 movies a year!
mainstay of the underground, but Trauma's also hugely influential in modern cinema. James Gunn got his start there, as did plenty of other filmmakers and actors. Stan Lee once
no
said
frickin'
Trauma
way.
influenced the works of Tarantino, Takashi Miike, Peter Jackson, and more. Its early output was
Oh,
mostly
God.
raunchy comedies, but eventually Trauma refocused on the horror genre. That was partly thanks to The Toxic Avenger, which was made for $500,000 with a crew mostly consisting of students and newcomers. The Toxic
Of
Avenger
course.
wasn't a box office hit, but it became a cult film thanks to a small New York theater called the Bleecker Street Cinema, which played it as a
Oh.
midnight show for years. It's Trauma's most widely known property by far, spawning several sequels, some comics, a video game, a stage musical,
That's
a
why I know
surprisingly
it.
kid-friendly cartoon, and an upcoming remake. Despite its
Oh, that's
proliferation,
actually gonna
this
be
movie
good.
is not for the faint of heart. I know a lot of you are hardened horror fans who gladly consume stuff that most people would find uncomfortable. But The
Yep.
Toxic Avenger, as with most Trauma films, pushes the envelope no matter who you are. The first kill will floor you, but it doesn't stop at the violence. There are blind jokes, fat jokes, jokes about Nazis, I guess jokes about gay people, definitely gay slurs, racial slurs, sexual assault, and elder abuse. It's offensive
Damn.
all around, but I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. In art, you
Everything
sometimes
is
need to explore
everywhere.
where the line is. When nothing's subversive, everything is too safe, and you lose a primary function of art. More importantly, behind its universal offensiveness, The Toxic Avenger has a saccharine sincerity to it where good triumphs over evil in the end. I truly love it.
The kill count set.
Hello?
The world capital of counting and horror creation.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't go that far, but...
But for all this creation, there is a price to be paid. Long hours and creative burnout that
Oh,
can
wait a minute,
erode
is
the
this-
soul of any man.
you know, I appreciate it, but
Yeah, I think I can get what's going on. We'll go and take a quick cut. Alright, here we go.
there's a whole lot of crime polluting the streets. Let's see how many kills it takes to clean them up.
Let's find out indeed.
The movie begins with a warning. Let me tell you, it'll earn it in less than 10 minutes flat. Flat like a kid's head. A powerful
Okay,
narrator
we
voice
get
tells
it.
us the breaking news that New York City makes a lot of trash. All that radioactive goop's gotta go somewhere, and I don't see any oblongs around, so Tromaville, New Jersey will have to do.
Oh, wait, I get it. And The Oblongs, that weird-ass TV show that was on Adult Swim.
The toxic waste dumping capital of the world.
The narrator drops us off at the Tromaville Health Club, a place full of characters working out to an awesome ripoff of Olivia Newton-John's Physical.
Okay, there was so much on screen.
This gym
Well, we're gonna be right back. Okay, and we're back.
Full of boobs, thighs, butts, and gay title cards. With everything going on
What
here,
the
you know
hell?
there'd be juices abound. Mopping up those floor hazards is our unlikely hero, Melvin Ferd. He's a nerd, and the bullies there hate him.
Would you take a look at that fucking guy? I hate that mop boy.
Melvin's idiocy gets him in trouble with anger issues guy and Proto Corey Feldman. They really hate him, man. Head bully Bozo blows
What
him
is
with a
this?
fucking gasket. Holy
What
shit,
the
that
hell?
was amazing. He sounded like he wanted to go take back the White House. How's a guy that crazy get a girlfriend like this chick Julie?
That was funny.
Oh, I guess they have a lot in common. Meanwhile, Slug and Wanda
The hell?
bond over their love of locker booze and how horny clown laughs make them. Oh, you did it
What
now.
the hell?
6 minutes in and it's tits o'clock. Huh. Running a little late there for trauma time. Funny enough, actors Robert Pritchard
What the
and
hell?
Jennifer Baptist met while auditioning for this movie, then started dating and got married for 18 years. Oh, that's nice. Melvin and his
Oh.
mop walk in on their dirty business,
Very
and
nice.
his yucking makes Wanda pull out a switchblade.
Get out of here, you pervert! Or I'll kill ya!
And she
Whoa.
means it too. These 4 bullies literally murder people as a game. They list off a string
damn.
of slurs as they discuss their point system based on race and age.
Now, kids under 12, they're worth double points.
Oh no, that does not bode well for
Oh,
burgeoning
no.
bicyclist Skippy.
Be careful out there!
I got bad news for you, sis. The sickos see Skippy and taunt him for a minute before turning around and slamming on the gas. They knock that kid's freaking stunt double off
Oh.
their windshield and over their car. Hot damn! But the skipper's still floating. Or kinda. Ouch. So to secure his
Oh,
points,
God.
Bozo double taps the kid's head with his treads.
What the-
Holy fucking goddamn Christmas shit! Jesus Christ! This kill is absolutely abhorrent, as are these people.
Oh my.
This is fun!
And then they went and took pic. What the fuck?
It's highly disturbing, but also so over the top, I can't help but respect the movie for going there. They want you to know these
It is
people
too
are evil
extreme.
and hate them, and this certainly does the job, regardless of Slug's Sunday plans.
Well, I gotta get up early in the morning. Gotta go to church.
Oh.
This is
It
by
was
far
fixed
the
trust.
most infamous scene
Okay.
from the film, but it was accomplished through simple methods. The kid's head is a cantaloupe with cranberry sauce on top.
It's not cranberry sauce.
Nope, actually, this time it is. Co-directors Lloyd Kaufman and Michael Hurst dispute
Oh,
who
boy.
came up with the idea. They both credit the other one.
I would have to say that Lloyd Kaufman, the creative genius behind Troma, decided to crush a watermelon or some of a melon with some blood and guts on it that he got from somewhere.
We were going to have a head cast and all that stuff. And Mike said, hey, just get a melon, put a wig on it, and all that. That was your idea.
The next day's more of the usual at the health club. Melvin is weird and Bozo is likely on cocaine. The bullies brainstorm how to prank Melvin in
He's
the
pressing. I can't.
midst of a hip-shaking huddle.
Okay, look, I'm sorry, but this movie is so freaking crazy. I cannot speak or say a damn thing. It's too crazy. It's literally breaking me.
It's the second best way to
So I'm just gonna barely say anything, and we're just gonna
come
watch.
up with ideas after the double toke incline crunch handoff, of course. They have
Oh, that's
Julie
kinda
invite
cool.
Melvin to the girls' locker room that night.
Let's say 7 o'clock.
Okay, that'll be good for me too, because I gotta clean the toilets in there anyway around that time.
Even at
Oh.
teeth-chattering horny status, Melvin always thinks with his mop. Melvin's memorable performance comes from Mark Torgel, who was also the movie's script supervisor. Makes sense he
Really?
was on the crew. This guy seems trauma to the core, even today.
He had a problem with his anal glands and he used cinnamon anal cream.
Oh, hey, it's Darcy.
Okay.
Fucking course. Melvin finds Murder Barbie in all her bronzed glory, but she says she'll only make it with him if they do it by the pool. Also, he has to wear this pink tutu. Man, the tutu is one thing, but ain't no one pulling off those green spots. They get Melvin to basically make out with a sheep. That's their prank. I mean, it's definitely embarrassing,
That's it?
especially with this guy laughing at you. But we just saw these people smash a kid's head like a pumpkin. I feel like Melvin got off easy. I honestly
Definitely.
feel worse for the sheep here. The prank gets everyone laughing at Melvin, and they chase him around in torment. Unbeknownst to any of these idiots, there's a truck with toxic waste parked outside. These guys were transporting
Oh.
barrels of it with only a vague understanding of what it was.
It's dangerous. It's like that cancerogenic stuff, you know.
But they pulled over to do a
Cancerogenics?
giant bag of coke, as you do, coincidentally, right in front of the health club. So of course, that's where Melvin ends
of
up
course
after
it's
he
not,
pulls a Sally
tied
Hardesty
down.
out the window. Face down, ass up. That's the way he likes to melt? Breakdance? Kind of all of the above, huh? It doesn't
All
stop
of
the
the
gym
above.
rats from laughing at him or from accusing him of being overly dramatic.
He's faking it, Julie. He's faking it.
Yeah, Melvin, quit faking it. Oh, and you got a cop in on it too? Come on, officer, quit faking your hands on fire.
Oh,
Bunch of
crap.
fucking phonies here, I tell you. Melvin runs away as Night on Bald Mountain plays, the song best known from the segment of the same name in Disney's Fantasia. It's used in this movie
Oh, hell yes.
repeatedly, mostly as a cue for the titular Avenger. Always fun to hear.
Oop, hold on. We'll be right back. And we're back.
Amp up on the soundtrack. Also always fun to watch a great fire stunt. Melvin tries to wash the waste off, but come on, man. You at least gotta use Gojo, or maybe some fast orange. You know what? Never mind. It's probably too
It ain't coming
Melvin's
out.
skin and hair start rebelling against him, and pretty soon, he's the incredible Air Bladder Man. Night of Bald Mountain kicks back in for the trippy final transformation, which sees him duck down as a radioactive boy and pop back up as a radioactive man. And this man's ready for a night on the town. The first criminals he'll run into are Cigar Face, Knuckles, and Nipples, a trio of colorful characters hoping to corrupt an honest cop. Officer O'Clancy turns down their bribe and gets attacked, because they hate it when people don't take their money. They beat him down and prepare to blow his dick off, but that's when the toxic Bald Mountain intervenes. Toxie snatches some wigs and breaks some hands, then uses Cigar Face's face like a speed bag. Oh, and he does the same with Cigar Face's cigar. But at least he lets the leader live. The others aren't so lucky. Nipples suffers a Three Stooges routine gone wrong. Knuckles is elbowed in the face, and then they're both killed when Toxie smashes their noggins together full force. Nipples and Knuckles are long dead before Tails can come and save them. Consider these filthy criminals cleaned up! Toxie shows he's not a real monster when he explains himself to Officer O'Clancy.
Don't worry, I won't hurt you. I don't know what came over me.
The monster's unlikely voice is provided by Kenneth Kessler, a non-
Okay, hold on. That voice is too damn good to come out of the Toxic Avenger. Especially with what he sounded like previously.
actor who had been an assistant director in the 40s and 50s. It's a great voice.
What's up, guys?
Physically, the Toxic Avenger is played by Mitchell Cohen, who would later become the vice president of a company that sells copiers. His co-workers have seen the film.
What'd you think about the sex scene, Joe?
Was great.
Wasn't it great?
Oh yeah, great. Really great.
A fun little discovery I made was that Mitch Cohen, the Toxic Avenger, was in Clerks.
Hey, try not to suck any dick on the way through the parking lot. Hey, you, get back here.
Yeah, he was that guy. Toxic, get back here. Cohen, like many monster performers, had to endure hours in the makeup chair.
Anybody that wants to get into the world of filmmaking, putting on makeup for 4 hours really sucks. It was the worst experience you can possibly imagine.
He filmed the whole movie only seeing out of one eye, since the other was beneath prosthetics.
It wasn't a pleasant experience being in the makeup, but it was really a lot of fun.
Toxie's look was designed by special effects artist Jennifer Aspinall, who worked on friggin' Spookies around the same time.
What the hell is that?
contacted me afterwards, and I did an article, and that began my special effects makeup career.
Aspinall would go on to have an insanely successful career, winning Emmys for makeup and working on everything from Westworld to Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves. Officer O'Clancy tells the press the whole story and says the monster hero saved his life. What a scoop! That brings Toxie to the attention of the city's corrupt leaders, which includes Mayor Peter Bellgoody, who enjoys sub sandwiches at the fitness club, and the chief of police, who is probably a Nazi.
That was a big-ass sandwich.
Scratch that, is definitely a Nazi.
Yeah!
Wait, is Tromaville in Argentina? The crooked politicians are another patch of this movie's quilt of stereotypes. And they're legitimately hilarious sometimes.
Tom, is he dead?
That line delivery from Pat Ryan fucking kills me, as does the other guy's face. Unlike most of the cast, Pat Ryan had actually acted before, and would change his character's dialogue with the blessing of the directors. With all their backroom deals and mucking about, these guys aren't fans of a vigilante do-gooder. But no matter how do-goody his heart is, Poxy's still a disgusting monster on the outside. Not even his own mother can handle the sight.
Man.
He fucks off by his lonesome and finds a new place to live, the Tromaville dump. He can live a good, honest life here. Maybe chop wood, like the dad from The Witch. Or just build a home that's mostly asbestos. I guess he's probably not worried about the cancer, huh?
That's not
now
bad.
We're at Tromaville's
That's not bad at
famous
all.
taco stand. A great place to get ball sweat tacos served by not H. John Benjamin and not Jonathan Byers. The place gets held up at gunpoint.
Drop your tacos or I'll blow your brains out!
It's your average taco stand problem. Once again, the bad guys
So
are
much lettuce.
inhumanly evil, with this Leroy dude sticking his shotgun into a baby's face. Oh my god, dude. Unlike the vast majority of this cast, Leroy's actor Patrick Kilpatrick would go on to have a successful acting career, even appearing in Minority Report. One customer tries to make a taco stand, but I mean, look at that wall behind him. You know he's going through it. Sure enough, Leroy fires and sends the guy flying backwards through the crash wall. It's an ultra-violent blast, but it still takes him a minute to die, which is a pretty sick detail to include. The criminals continue their reign of terror by taunting a blind woman and shooting her dog. Aw, poor good
Not
boy.
the dog!
They threaten to rape her, and that's when Toxie finally shows up. Damn, man. man. You couldn't have come before the dog got shot? Or that guy, I guess? Toxie throws down
No,
with 3
screw the guy, save the
tearing
dog.
off the arm of the leader, Frank. If you think this looks awesome, it's because performer Larry Sutton was a real-life amputee. Wasn't a real-life actor, though. He was an IRS agent who wanted to be in a movie so bad, he was down to use his amputation to do so. That's really him handling
Hell
that
yeah.
knife, too. Toxie beats Frank to the ground with his own arm. That'll show him, but the arm proves less effective against Leroy and the still dude Rico, who was quite the jumpy little fuck. No wonder his performer Michael Russo would go on to be a highly successful stunt performer and coordinator. Eventually, Toxie milkports Leroy and tells him the same thing Gregory Tudor once said. Your ice cream. Actually, turns out Leroy is milkshake, since his head is destroyed by the blender.
Oh, God.
Next up to be served is Rico, whom Toxie incapacitates with a frying basket and a bunch of pipes. Then he kills the acrobatic asshole by deep frying him in oil. Finally, Toxie decides to grill up a Frank, or I guess bake him, since he shoves Frank into an oven. It happens off screen.
Did he shove him whole?
That guy actually fits in there. With the bigger bad guys sweetened, Toxie helps the traumatized blind woman, whose name is Sarah. Lacking a seeing eye dog now, Sarah asks Toxie to take her home. The humor here is very broad, and haha, she can't see, but actress Andre Miranda definitely commits to the bit. I mean, everyone in this movie does.
Damn.
No one can be accused of half-assery. This is
Definitely
Miranda's
not.
only acting credit. She was a singer and the girlfriend of the film's primary financial investor. She still auditioned for the part though, and I think she's perfect in it. To get to know her savior, Little Red Riding Sarah feels on him.
What big hands you have.
That ain't the only big thing he's rocking either, girl. Oh, hey, Hansy, I was
Hey,
talking about the
Hansy.
packs.
Oops. Sorry.
It's okay. Word gets out about the monster taco smash.
Talking
because everyone
pets.
loves that taco place. Those cops can't get enough. A professor says not to worry though, because this toxic monster seems to be driven only to murder wrongdoers and ne'er-do-wells. That definitely includes locker room drug dealers like Dennis here, who sells his wares and funnels the money to City Hall. You know, I love massages and I love sandwiches, but I just don't think they'd be good at the same time. The monster
would
arrives
not.
at the health club and clears it out, except for Dennis, who's really focused on his leg curls today. Toxie shows how versatile a cable weight system can be when he murders Dennis by crushing his head. Holy dear God! Wow, and then
Shit.
half of it's just gone? Those are some serious gains for the
And then he
kill
mops it
Another
up.
dirty scoundrel all cleaned up. Over in the sauna, Wanda's getting some rocks hot.
I'm sorry, but this is actually a pretty damn good movie. I was wrong. It is good.
Is that a phone? Oh man, I just assumed that was a phone for a second. Now, it's Wanda's Polaroids of the dead kid they ran over, and she jills off to them because she's depraved like that. Toxie arrives to help her get her rocks off by putting her on the sauna rock.
Let this be a lesson to you, hot ass.
She's either dead, or she ain't gonna be able to sit on the toilet for at least a month. Jennifer Baptist, like most of the casting crew, was new and inexperienced. She knew there'd be nudity.
No, that's when you grab her by the head and shove that into the rocks. Like picking it up and then just shoving it back in again and again and again.
Auditioning, and said she felt empowered by the sex scene, but this was different.
What?
I didn't know I was gonna have to masturbate.
In the moment, she decided to shoot it for the sake of the character, but she did not have a good time.
They promised me I would have a closed set. It wasn't a closed set. I mean, everybody was there. It was a little bit humiliating.
A crew member even passed her his number after they cut, which is ew. As much as I love this movie, I don't think we should ignore that it wasn't made under optimal conditions. The next despicable being to cross paths with the toxic Avenger is this pimp who's trying to sell a 12-year-old. The sicko rolls deep,
Dude!
the whole clown car of pedos pile out, but Toxie's never been afraid of handicap matches. He only kills 2 of the guys though, letting one get his throat slit accidentally, and stabbing another one with his own knife. Then the monster
God.
saves the kid and commandeers the limousine to Dorsia. A montage shows Toxie continuing to do good deeds around town. He saves kids from becoming roadkill, helps Granny cross the street, and even lends a hand in the kitchen, personally popping a lady's corn. The town begins to fall absolutely in love with the monster, even putting up with his Burt Gummer cosplay. The guy's a hero after all. I saw that in the news. With the jail cells filling up and crime disappearing by the day, the corrupt ruling class decides it's time to detoxify their town.
Because if we don't kill him, he's gonna kill us.
A hit job led by Cigarface circles the monster hero in an alley. Wow, this gang is full of guys I love. Get a load of these dudes.
Oh, hold on, wait. Does that mean Toxie's been getting paid to do all this stuff now?
He just jumps out of the way when they shoot, letting the crossfire do the work for him, fuck having to kill them all himself. Although there are 6 guys in the bullet circle, I'm only counting 5 since it appears Cigarface lives. Dan Snow reprises the character in the Toxic Avenger Part 2. At home, Sarah falls in love with Toxie, and he falls in fumes with her.
I've never felt like this before.
Then we get a monster sex scene. But hey, it's passionate and consensual, and also is not that scene from Basket Case 2, so I'll count this as a win. They begin a life of domesticity, with Toxie on that Gaston diet for real. Their happy marriage montage is set to Is This Love, a rock ballad by Mark Hoffman and Dean Summers performing under the band name Race. Hoffman and Summers also provided the song Nothing at All, which they had no idea would be used for a kid-killing scene.
Oh, God.
They only found out when they saw the movie, and that must have been something. Both of these songs are great, but Is This Love helps make the Toxic Avenger what it is. Just like the movie, it's cheesy, but also genuine and sweet. It's a unique tone that ends up working really well for me. Despite having some sweet cheeks at home, Toxie isn't retired yet. He still has to stop evil. He attacks Julie in the locker room, inadvertently scaring an 18-year-old Marissa Tomei. Holy crap, look at that. It's Milfy Aunt May, y'all. He chases Julie into the basement, which looks like it could be the sewer tunnel, and Jason takes Manhattan. I bet Toxie wouldn't mind the toxic waste floods they regularly have every night, because that's a thing. Toxie catches up to Julie and her awful screams.
Alright.
God, she sounds like a screaming newborn. He raises a pair of scissors and prepares to kill Julie, but before we see it, it cuts to her boyfriend screaming just as obnoxiously. Bozo and Slug decide to beat an old woman.
Oh, come on!
Orange with it.
Oh, what a feeling today.
They steal her car
You're doing
and
it in
try to run
public
down
as
the monster
well.
with it when they see him, but he parlays their auto attack with a kick-ass stunt. Holy shit.
Oh, that was awesome.
So Cohen really rode around on top of a car. Okay, these shots are with a dummy for sure, but there's still someone driving real fast, you know? Slug is killed when he's choked to death and then tossed out of the moving vehicle. There he goes. Toxie climbs into the car and takes this opportunity to tell Bozo that he's actually Melvin. Then he drives the car past many a stunt performer performing stunts and causes a few cars to crash, complete with explosions. But we do see most of the drivers get out of the vehicles
engine
before
explosions.
they blow up, so I won't count any kills here, even though this car that flips like a Blues Brothers cop nearly killed the stunt driver in real life. When it landed, the roof collapsed due to a crappy roll bar installation. Thankfully, he was okay. This car chase, informed by George Miller's The Road Warrior, ends with Bozo's death when Toxie rips off the steering wheel and sends the car off a cliff. Hell yes! Oh my god, dude, get out of the way! This is a real car flying down a hill! That guy was just standing there. Oh wait, did we get hell yeah! There's the explosion! God, that was perfection, everyone. No.
Damn right.
Toxie survives the crash like he were Jason Voorhees in an RV. He shakes it off and heads back to town. But, you know, it's probably concussed. I mean, how else would you explain his attack on this little old lady, Mrs. Haskell? He confronts her at the dry cleaners, where she tries to run away, but he catches up and gives her the full My Bloody Valentine in the dryer. He leaves her perm-pressed body to be found. Mrs. Haskell is played by the late Norma Pratt, who had already worked with Lloyd Kaufman in Stuck on You. She enjoyed that role since it made no mention of her being a little person. She did not enjoy this role quite as much. The newspaper reports on the monster's monstrous actions, and it's digging at his conscience too. He doesn't know why he'd attack an innocent woman. He tells Sarah it's too dangerous for them to stay together.
You don't know who I am. I'm really the monster hero you've heard about.
Kind of assume she already knew that. Doesn't bug her either way.
Definitely.
She loves Toxie and wants to stay with him.
No matter what!
They decide to get out of town so he can't hurt anyone anymore. But he needn't worry. His moral compass isn't broken. Turns out Mrs. Haskell was a little old human trafficker.
She was head of an international white slavery ring.
The mayor tells the chief they have to kill this moral monster anyway, to which the head copper agrees.
Yes, mein Führer, mein Mayor.
The mayor announces his intentions to kill the beast, but Officer Cleavage objects, citing how the monster saved his life. Wait, this whole police force is unbuttoned. More V-necks here than the first few kill counts. Officer Clancy and a bunch of kids cry over the monster's fate, but accept that they're helpless to fight City Hall.
Oh.
That's some good kid acting right there. Thanks to a K9 unit and some binoculars, the cops track Toxie and Sarah to their sex tent. The mayor calls in the National Guard, who co-opt Night on Bald Mountain to make their boombastic arrival. Yeah, trucks! Everyone in town sees the forces arrive, so the kids decide they have to try to save the monster. In fact, all of Tromaville goes to the monster's tent, surrounding him with curiosity,
shit.
and a whole lot of guns. The mayor gives the order to shoot and kill, but the citizens refuse to stand for it. A bunch of kids run in to protect Toxie, knowing that shooting children is a bad way to get reelected. Toxie scatters the kids for their safety, but he's already won over the townsfolk's hearts and minds. No one is willing to listen to the mayor's shooting orders, so he elects to shoot the monster himself. It doesn't work out the way he thought it would, and begging for his life has no effect. In front of everyone, Toxie rips out the mayor's guts with his bare hands. It's a gruesome fatality, and everyone reacts accordingly. Still, no one holds it against it. In no time at all, they're cheering and clapping for the monster and his gal. Toxie and Sarah were embraced by Tromaville. Toxie cleaned it up of all its crime, and the citizens lived happily ever after. The movie ends with Toxie making sure the streets remain clean. How many Tromaville criminals did Toxie incarcerate in
That actually wasn't too bad of a movie.
hell? Let's find out and get to the numbers.
I'd actually watch
bit
it.
of R&R.
Okay, no, we're gonna skip right on past this. Just skip, please. There we go. Wait.
Avenger. And as far as I could tell, there were 18 male victims and only 3 female victims. No green in
Giving
that
us a
pie,
total
but
of
still
21.
may be avoided anyway. Anything coming out of Tromaville. I've counted this many kills in 5 other movies before, and the closest one to the same gender breakdown was The Meg, which had 18 men, 2 women, and 1 unknown. With a runtime of 82 minutes, the Toxic Avenger had a kill on average every 3.9 minutes. I'll give the golden chainsaw for coolest kill to Dennis the drug dealer. As someone who uses a cable machine with a selectorizer every day, I've often noted just how lethal that weight stack rod could be. This kill is everything I imagined and more. I love it. Almost ready for lamest kill will absolutely go to Julie, a heinous character who deserves the worst but gets killed off screen. What a letdown. And that's it. The Toxic Avenger came out in 1984 and was followed by sequels which I still have never seen. Until next time, I'm James A. Janice. This has been The Kill Count. Thanks a lot for watching this.
Well, folks, that's going to be the end of today's video. I hope you all enjoyed this. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Link to the original will be in the description below, and I'll see all of you folks next time when we flick on. Peace out.